Hello, fellow Sudokans, and welcome to Zen and the Art of the Guardian's Sudoku puzzle. It's Friday, the 20th of June, 2025. I hope you are keeping well. Looking forward to the weekend, but don't miss out on Friday, right? Always enjoy every day that we have. There are always people who bemoan economic sanctions and always say that they are ineffective. In fact, very often they are effective, but the problem is that they are slow and you have to be patient. But they certainly do work quite often in many cases. So those people who thought that the economic sanctions on Russia were not having any effect ought to look to the Russian Minister for the Economy at the moment, who's saying that Russia is on the verge of a recession. Now, in a wartime economy, a recession is pretty rare. I mean, normally it's everything is going full pelt. So it's very rare to have an economy in recession during a war, when a country is at war. They have other economic problems, of course, but I mean, for a recession, that's quite rare. So that's interesting to note. It also means that Putin is going to be putting pressure on Trump not to strike against Iran, because Iran is definitely a helper of Russia, and so that more pressure will be coming in for Trump from Putin. And as we all know, he seems to hold all of Trump's cards. So that will be interesting to see what happens there. But it is good to note that the sanctions on Russia, which Trump has been trying to lift, notice, he's been making speeches about let's get Russia back into the G8 and reduce the sanctions on them. Of course, he's just doing Putin's bidding, but interesting to note that in fact the Russian economy is doing very poorly, despite their propaganda about it. This news comes from their own their own Minister for the Economy. So that's hardly their propaganda, is it? Hardly Western propaganda, rather. Okay, let's play the game of Sudoku, shall we? This is the New York Times hard level puzzle, and I have not seen any easy numbers in the time that I've been chatting to you. I'm looking. When I talk to you, sometimes I talk nonsense. Well, very often I talk nonsense, actually, but one of the reasons I talk nonsense is because I'm usually looking. I don't write a script, of course, and I'm looking at the grid and trying to find numbers at the same time as speaking. I'm chewing gum and falling over at the same time, and that's why it can be so weird. I've seen it. There we are. There's a 6 up there and a 6 across there. Okay, found something at least. We'll continue with the 6s. And again. And again. 6 is our favorite number in this particular grid. It's given us an easy ride, I think. Are we going to... Yes, looks like we're going to get to the end. I think this is the last one. Probably the last one. If not, it must be the penultimate one. It was the last one. Okay. We've got a pair of 1 and 5 blocking up there. So we can say that 1 and 5 are in those 2 squares there. And this is not. This is 2 and 4. We got 4 blocking across there. There's our 4. There's our 2. Harum, harum, harum. Obviously, I know I've got 4s in those squares. I've got 9s in those squares. I've got 2 somewhere. Okay, so this is... Okay, we've got 9s like this, we've got 4s like this, and we've got 2s like in one of those squares there. So we've got 2, 4, and 9. So that's 2, 4, and 9 in those squares there. So we know that's 1, 5, so that's going to be a 1, 5, so that doesn't help there. But anyway, we've got 2, 4, and 9 here. So these squares are not 2, 4, or 9. They are 1, 2, 4, 9. 1, 5, 7, 8, is that right? 1, 5, 7, 8. And I don't know what that gives me. That wasn't very helpful. I thought that would be useful, but I don't know that it is. If it is, I don't really see how it is. Oh, hang on a minute. This is a pair of 2 and 3, isn't it? 2 across here and up here puts 2 in those squares there. 3 across here and across there. So that's a pair of 2 and 3. So we're looking for 1, 5, 7 in these squares. So now the 7 is in this square or this square. Let's do that again. 7 in this square or this square. No, that still gives me 7 up there or there, doesn't it? That's still no good. This was 2, 4, 9, wasn't it? 1, 3, 5, 7 in those squares. 3, 5, that's 1, 7, that's... Five, 7 in that square, I think. So hold on, I'm gonna switch to pencil marks in a second, but I just wanna look for some other things first. I'm not sure, so I'm going to put in pencil marks, make it easy for me to see. I can at least see where things are. The 7s are up there. It just makes it easier to see. I can't see it without writing those numbers in. I'm going to put the 1 and 5 in here, even though it's not a pair. I'll just finish that block off. Now over here we had 2, 4 and 9, and we had 9 in those squares. We had 4 in these squares. And we had 2 anywhere. And what else? We've got 8s in those squares there. Five blocking up there gives me a pair of 5s in those squares there. The 1s I'm not sure about. Well, I'll put the 1s in anyway. They can go anywhere there. Just in case we've got something across here that we can deal with. And I think not. Right, let's come down on this right hand. Oh, I don't know. Let's just do the pairs, shall we? 4 blocking down there gives me 4s in those squares there. We've got 4 blocking down here and across there, so there's also a pair of 4s there. I thought there was more than that. I think I'm missing something, but never mind. Not particularly great. Alright, so I'll just put in the other candidates and see where we go then. So we're looking for 3s in this block. Looks like they can go anywhere. No restriction on 5. 7, no. 3, 4, 5, 7. That's 4 numbers, so that's done. Don't know which direction to go in, really. It's all much of a much. It's all pretty. None of it's looking very inviting. 2. 7 across there. Oh, lots of candidates. Okay, I'm just going to play along and keep going, because otherwise I'm not getting anything new there. 2s. I'm blocking down there. Game could be a struggle today. 1s. Oh, we're going to get... I was a shame. I was hoping that we might get a single 3 there, but no, it's going to be 8 or 3, isn't it? Because we've got 8s in those squares. And I did look at that middle row actually before, so I should have known that it's not going to be true. All right. Okay, there is a little bit more to do over here. Okay, I see immediately 178 there, so that means that this 1 is not true. The 7 is not true, so it's going to be a 2. And let's immediately get rid of the 2s, because I mean I've got to do housekeeping on this because it's so candidate heavy. We need to definitely get rid of stuff as and when we can. Now we've got an 8 we can get rid of down here as well. So once again, 1, 7 and 8 there, so we can get rid of the 8 there. And we'll be left with a pair of 4 and 9 in those squares there. I'm going to click on the digits and see. Now we've got a pair of 1s here. That means that these pointing 1s, so these 1s can't be true now either. Okay, so I think we are good to go. I'll need to find the next pattern now. Uh, 2 and 4. Oh no, I thought I'd found a pair of 2 and 4 there. I was wrong. 2s are there. 4, we've also got 4 in that square there. That's okay. Just thought I'd seen something, but it was not to be. We've got a pair of 5 and 7 in the first column here, so that 5 and 7 can't be true. That has to be an 8. Again, we'll do some removals immediately. Let's get rid of the 8 down there, which will give us 8s in these squares as well. So it means that we can remove 8 here, 8 there, 8 there, and across here 8 and 8 can go. Let's see now. Okay, so that leaves just an 8 in this square and an 8 in this square up here as well. Also get rid of all of those 8s. That gives me an 8 here, an 8 there, and an 8 down there. And again, a couple of removals because 8 is now finished. So 5 7 5 7 2 4 2 4. Okay, 4 9 4 9 1 7. That's looking good. 1 5. Yeah, of course. Right, here we go again. This is the only 3 now in this block. That's got to be that, and that has to be a 9. Again, let's quickly do some removals. Let's get rid of the 3s where we don't need them, and we'll put the 5 in here, but we can also put the 3 up there, the 7 there, and the 1 here. Gotta get rid of those 1s there. And that is a 1 here, and this is not a 1. This is not a 1. That is the final digit 1. Okay. Right. We are moving now. Let's see what else we need to do. In fact, I'm just going to click on the digits and see, like that might be easier. Get rid of those 5s there, and 5 blocking across here puts 5 into this square, and also means that none of these can be 5 here. This is the only 5 in this column, so let's do that. Then we'll put the 7 there, and we'll get rid of a lot of digit 7s down there. That's the 3 now. That's the 4, that's the 7. 7 up there. I think we're good enough to finish the game now from where we are without any problems. Should be okay. A lot of 2s to get rid of down there, and this is in fact a 5. Which is the last 5. Get rid of that extraneous candidate that we don't need. And again, let's just click on the numbers as they appear. 1 is finished. We don't need to click on digit 1. We don't need 2 there, so that's going to be a 9. Here's our 4 with a 2 in that square, so we can get rid of all of those candidate 2s. We've got a 9 in this row already, so that's our 7. This is our 4 to finish the row. 4 in that square there. This is a 2. There's a 2. 3 needed there. 3 needed there. This is a 9. 7 there. What's left to go here? 9, I think. Up here. Okay, we've got 9 blocking up there. There's our 9. That's a 2 and that's a 4. So that's our hard level puzzle from the New York Times over and out for Friday. Take care. Bye bye.